Hi, Capricorn. Welcome to your May 2023 reading. We did not get the April reading done. I say we, me. I didn't get the April reading done. I had migraines through April that were really bad, and they're better. Obviously, they're better now, but they're really debilitating. So I'm getting to you guys early, just like I did for Sagittarius and Scorpio, because I feel terrible that you guys didn't get an April reading. And I'm like, I just started doing readings again. So here we are. Uh, some good news. We found a place. Yay! So we'll be moving in June 8th, and we are starting from scratch. When I left Missouri last year, I gave everything to my oldest son. So Henry and I are starting from scratch, furniture, pots, pans, dishes, everything, and we need furniture for the living room, the bedroom, that like we need everything, dining room. So I have made my 6 month readings available early, though very accurate. I've been doing them for years. I've been doing the mid year readings only just for a couple of years. So um, they're available July through December. You can also get the astrology. So it's a tarot reading, but you can also get the astrology added to that. And all of my readings actually are available. My calendar is wide open. I have a Reiki 1 attunement class that I am offering for May 20th. So if you're interested, if you've wanted to do Reiki, but you've been waiting to do it with somebody that you trust and you trust me, that would be an honor. What else? I think that's it. So check out my website. There's a lot of stuff available. Let's talk about the astrology. So May 1st, which would be today, Pluto will begin retrograde. And he will be in retrograde for 5 months until October when he turns direct in Capricorn. So Pluto will regress back to Capricorn. With Pluto in Aquarius, it's in your second house. So you may find, since Pluto was in your first house for a while, you may find that there's some closure that's happening, like some personal growth closure. When Pluto is retrograde, we're doing a lot of inner work, inner shadow work. When Pluto is direct, that's when we're embodying the shadow work that we do when Pluto is retrograde. And for you guys, he's bouncing back and forth between your first and your second houses. So you're really learning about your self worth right now. And with Pluto in the second house, it's going to be like really digging deep into what do my material circumstances look like, and does it reflect how I truly feel about myself and how I should feel about myself. Like, do my circumstances, my environment reflect a negative experience of me? You want to ask yourself those things. May 5th, we have the Scorpio full moon lunar eclipse in your 11th house. So this is really helping you to see who is in your corner while you're building your hopes and dreams, and making things into reality. You may find that the company that you have kept in the recent years are no longer living up to the standards that you even hold for yourself. I often find that if I'm holding standards for myself and my friends aren't living up to the standards that I even hold for myself, I need to start thinking about the company that I keep. So this lunar eclipse may really have you thinking about the company that you keep, and how that's affecting your life, because you cannot be successful with your own hopes and dreams and your path and your future if there are people surrounding you that are holding you back. May 14th, we have Mercury direct in Taurus. Mercury has been retrograde for about a week now, but this is happening in your fifth house. So your self-expression and being able to say the things that you need to say, and your creativity kind of comes back, and things just feel a little bit more normal again. I've noticed that this Mercury retrograde has made me particularly very tired. This one in Taurus, it's like that Taurus energy it's like the bull chewing really slowly. like when they have, like, their mouth is full of grass and they're chewing slowly. That's what that makes me think of, this Mercury retrograde. May 16th, we have Jupiter in Taurus for the next year in your fifth house. If you don't want children, take precautions, because the fifth house is about children and Jupiter can make you very fertile. Your creative and artistic sides can be your source of luck and abundance. Children can also be a source of luck and abundance. You tapping into your own childhood wonder can be a source of luck and abundance. So, really, like, let this next year be about playing and be about tapping into your creative side, and really be about, like, the things that you want to see coming up. The fifth house and the 11th house are connected for a reason. When we learn what it is that we truly want to express out of ourselves, it's much easier in the 11th house to be confident to have certain people around us, or be confident enough to know that we can go for our hopes and dreams. May 19th, we have a Taurus new moon in the fifth house, which is starting off a whole brand new cycle for you in your creative life. May 21st, May 20th, before we talk about May 21st, May 20th, we have a Jupiter, Pluto, and Mars T-square. And this is going to cause some power struggles. So smushed right in between the Taurus new moon and the Gemini season, we're going to have this Jupiter, Pluto T-square. And Mars is going to be opposite Pluto, and Mars will be in Leo. Pluto is at 0 degrees in Aquarius, and then we have Jupiter at 0 degrees in Taurus. And so they're going to create this 90-degree triangle that we call a T-square. And there can be a lot of anger that comes out of this. There could be a lot of aggression, a lot of assertiveness. And it's really a great catalyst to actually, like, get going on the things that we need to pay attention to for ourselves, and the projects that we want to pay attention to, and the things we want to get accomplished. But people will get distracted. They'll get distracted by their egos. They'll get distracted by projections or triggers, or, it's going to be a little bit wild. So really just focusing on what you need to focus. And put on blinders when it comes to the collective. If everybody's acting like a fool, you don't have to play into that. So Capricorn, let's see what your Power of Surrender cards are going. Let's see what it is that you're surrendering. Capricorn, what is Capricorn surrendering for May? Oh, I love this for you guys. Surrender to joy. A key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. I love that picture of her too. I used to be able to do that back in the day. I can't do it so much anymore, but when I was a dancer, I could do things like that. All right. Capricorn, let's see what's going on. I think I'm going to have to take a break after your reading. It's been like nonstop this morning. All right. Here we are. Okay. I do feel like you're kind of putting your blinders on. I think that May feels kind of like that month where you are sort of keeping everybody else out so that you can just focus. It's almost as if you're like, I don't want to have any triggers from anybody. I don't want to be, like, in the middle of any negative situations or anything like that. So you're almost like I literally just want to do this. Like, you guys are doing, like, full stop. And maybe it's so that you can find your joy and nobody else can fuck with your joy. Trust me, joy is something that's very hard for other people to mess with. So when you find your joy, it's very difficult for someone to take that away from you, because you keep wanting to have it. Like, my joy is peace. It's having peace. And when I am relaxed, when I feel like I'm, taking care of myself, I feel like life is taking care of me, when I'm in my most relaxed form, that's my joy. That's where I feel peace. So we have the Two of Swords was the first card that came up. So I feel like right away, there's almost like this apathy. Like, I know that there are decisions that I need to make. A two is always about decisions that you need to make. But there's like this full stop. You're like, I don't want to see the other parts of the situation. Like, I'm just not down for it. And then here you are, Queen of Pentacles, and you're very determined about it. You're very adamant about how you feel. You're not going to let anybody else make it a them problem. This is like, I'm focusing on me. And then we have Temperance. And this could be about a Sagittarius. You could be needing to put up boundaries or trying to keep out a Sagittarius. But Temperance is about making decisions with your heart and your mind. You want to make decisions with your intuition and with your logic. Then on the bottom row, we have the Seven of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. I do really feel like these three cards are literally like, I'm just going to keep people out so I can focus on what I need to, because I don't need anybody to fuck with me. Right? Like, and I know some Capricorns and some, I know that you guys have had some really, really like rough the last couple of years with people. And so I do sort of feel like you're kind of in your own cave, and you're really just trying to find your own peace of mind, and you're really just trying to focus on what you need to do. And it feels like you're doing all of that so that you can keep out the disaster parts. You're like, I don't need anything else. I don't need anything else to happen. Truly. So let's see. Two of Swords. Oh, wow. Okay. Queen of Pentacles and Temperance. Here we go. Ooh. Okay, so King of Pentacles on the Two of Swords. You could be dealing with an earth sign, since we have both the King and the Queen out. But I think that this is your decision. I feel like you're being very decisive about something. And I think that you're like, I want, in a lot of ways, I just need people to understand that I am being decisive about what I want to be decisive about, and everything else I'm just not paying attention to. Then we have the Ace of Swords with the Queen of Pentacles. Please be aware of how you are presenting, the way that you speak to other people. Capricorns can be kind of harsh sometimes if they're not like, I just have so many, like Capricorn is my fourth house. So Capricorn energy makes me feel at home, but it can be so harsh because it's so real. You guys are like literally the realist, and you're not going to mince your words, and you're going to tell people how it is, and people don't necessarily like that. And you're not even going to like back off of it. You know what I mean? You're not going to like make it softer just to make the other person feel better about themselves. So, but this is a month where I feel like your communication can be a little bit harsher than maybe it normally would be. And it could be that Mercury retrograde in Taurus is making that communication harsh. So whoever you're having conversations with, I want you to remember in the back of your mind, do I need to be softer? Can I be a little softer in this moment? Because you don't always have to like give it your whole chest when you're throwing it at someone. We all got to be a little softer sometimes. Hanged Man on Temperance. So there's this quality of patience that you're being asked to have right now. And you're also being asked to look at things from a different perspective, probably so that you can surrender to joy. Temperance is very much about finding joy in our lives. It's very much about balancing out. It's the alchemy, right? It's the alchemy of joy in our lives. So there's this perspective shift that is happening for you with that Hanged Man. He hangs there upside down to become enlightened with the situation, not just to let all the blood rush to his head. It's literally to become enlightened. Seven of Wands. You know, I do feel like you have done quite a bit to remove yourself from situations where you had to protect yourself all the time. So we have the Six of Swords on the Seven of Wands. Boundaries are helpful, but what truly helps with the boundaries is removing yourself from situations, from people, from experiences that don't bring you peace of mind. The Six of Swords is moving from rough waters into calmer waters. So now that you have a sense of who you are or what it is that you want to see, moving forward can be an easy process if you soften up a little bit, right? This Knight of Cups, like, you got to bring some love into your life. It doesn't have to be always about work, work, work. I know, Capricorn, I said that. I literally said that life is not always about having to work. So that Knight of Cups for me always shows up when there's a little softening, when there's kind of a truce that needs to be made. And that truce, I feel like, that needs to be made is not with anybody else, but with yourself. You don't have to be so hard on yourself. You don't have to constantly be, working away, getting to that point. Always, always, right? The Magician with the Seven of Swords. The betrayal is rough, but it's time. The bottom of the deck is Judgment, Capricorn. And so it's literally time to focus more on your power, less on the betrayal, less on what other people have done to you, and more focusing more on the magic that you have. The Magician has all the tools already at his disposal, but you have to be willing to open yourself up and see. You can't sit here in apathy and be like, no, I don't want any more than what I already have. I don't want to know the answers. I don't want to see the path. I feel like there's kind of a stubbornness, and I think that's why there's that surrender to joy coming up. It's time to look at things in a different perspective. It's time to look at life in a different perspective. It's time to see that life isn't always about the work. It doesn't always have to be about the work. Sometimes it's just about living and experiencing. It's an adventure, right? Henry and I just got we walked into Joann's Fabrics because I crochet, so I had to get some yarn. And there was this sign, and it was 40% off, and it says, "We are living our adventure." And I was like, oh my God, we got to get that sign. I'm like, that's going to go over our bed because it's true. And that's really what life is meant to be. It's meant to be an adventure. It's not meant to be a constant struggle or a constant hustle or a constant, working on yourself every single day. Yes, are we always a work in progress? Absolutely. There's never an end to that. But when do we live? When do we get to live? And I feel like that's what May is asking of you. May is asking of you to start living. Start using your magic. Stop putting things off because you're afraid that you'll fail. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful May. We'll see you soon. Bye.